This episode of Gamescast is brought to you by Movement Watches. They're founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. The watchmaker's goal is to change the way that consumers think about fashion by offering high-quality, minimalist products at revolutionary prices. Movement Watches start at just $95 at a department store. You're looking at $400 to $500, but they figured out a way to just cut out the middleman and make everything way cheaper, providing the best possible price. We're talking classic design, quality construction, and that styled minimalism everyone's always talking about. You should probably stop being late to that thing that you're always late to, and hey, you might as well look good doing it. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/kinda. That's mvmtwatches.com/kinda. Join the movement. So, a couple months ago, we did a topic, two topics actually, that were every game coming out before E3 and what we thought about it, if we thought it was going to get delayed, and if we thought it was going to like set the world on fire or whatever. And there was a ton of games, but this was post Horizon and then into pre-E3. Now I want to do the same thing before E3 happens of all the games that we know that are either having a release date in 2017 or that are said to be coming out in 2017, and we'll kind of go from there. And also, it's the discussion of what games are we most excited for the rest of the year.
Stop talking about Patapon. You fucking with it again.
I want people to know. They need to know.
The first big one for me, Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy, super damn stoked. June 30th. Hell yeah, get hyped.
I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing Warped.
Yeah.
Like,
haven't seen it yet.
Did you play? You were at PSX, right?
Yeah.
Were you? Did you play it at PSX? I was a little worried playing one because I love the original Crash Bandicoot. I haven't played it in a while. I don't love it as much as you do.
Because it's not a good game.
And
just a heads up.
The secret is I don't think it's a great game. Yeah. And so like
that's why I think the remake
was really pretty, but I was worried. I'm like, ooh,
running at the camera and doing all this dumb shit. Yeah. But that's why I think they'll fix it. I think they'll fix.
They are fixing the problem.
The things I hate about Crash 1.
Yeah.
And I'll see
are they?
They're adding analog control. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, if you played it and don't like it, you just straight up don't like it then. They fixed Crash 1.
Okay. So I'm more like, by the time Warped came out, I feel like they as in the industry as a whole understood 3D platformers more. And so I feel like Warped is the one that's going to age the best of the three.
Yeah, I think Warped's going to age. It's going to be in the middle. I think 2's going to be the best. Because the problem with Warped's my favorite. But the problem with Warped is it has way too many gimmick levels.
That's
way
true.
too many vehicles, way too many like random shit that are not just platforming.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Jak 3 too.
And I don't think those are going to age well. I think the rest of it will be.
What happens? You beat this game, and all of a sudden you unlocked CTR.
Dude, do not even fucking get me started. Like it's not possible. It's not goddamn possible.
What if you beat it and you unlock the trailer for New Crash
this year? If they pull off the Year of Dreams 3, Sony,
they pulled that Sly Cooper shit because that was that Sly Cooper collection. Remember?
Yeah.
When you beat it and you platinumed it, right? You unlocked the trailer for Sly 4.
Yeah. Just give me that cart. Everyone's playing that Mario Kart. Give me that cart. Give me that Crash cart.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, little throwback to the last topic. Mario Kart's a perfect example. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Sure.
I'm replaying that technically.
Yeah.
It's like.
But now you're playing on a good system, so it's cool.
I mean, whatever. I played the hell out of it on the Wii U. So
you didn't. You weren't that good at it.
I'm not saying I'm good. I'm saying I played the hell out of it. Me and you haven't had a real match since Switch came out.
Anytime. You know that.
Yeah, we should
stop this fucking show right now.
I feel like there's like 7 people at IGN that are better at Mario Kart than you guys.
I don't believe it for a second.
I think Jonathan Dorbush is better.
Did they beat Zyger?
I think
Brendan Graber.
I was sitting right next to Sean Pitts. Yeah, Brendan Graber, absolutely. Yeah. I was sitting right next to Sean Pitts watching that.
Now, for the record, time out. Brendan Graber, I bet, is way better than me.
He's way better than every game. He never played a fucking Souls game, and all of a sudden he's like, I guess I'll do the guide for Bloodborne, and all of a sudden he became better at Bloodborne than me. I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
I was sitting next to Sean Pitts, who had the $150.
Yeah, I just got his check today.
Did you really?
Yeah, did you see it?
No. Did he give you all the pennies?
No, I'm not going with the pennies.
So I was sitting next to him.
Well, I want to hear this.
It's not how podcasts work, Greg. You don't run off of the set.
I also feel bad that Greg made this like poor kid, like he's just fresh faced, pretty new at IGN. Made him pay him $150.
It's going to Extra Life. It's going to charity.
That's good.
Yeah, that was
okay. That's good. I didn't realize it was going to Extra Life.
He swung by today with the giant novelty check. Also, he's an idiot who doesn't know how to fill out a check.
No way.
Pay to the order of $150.
Hey, if I'm being honest, every single time I fill out a check, I Google check just to like see what other people do.
It says pay to the order of. That's a person.
We got Venmo these days. Come on, guys.
Anyways, go.
Oh no, I was sitting next to him and I didn't realize it was happening right then. And all of a sudden he was like, "Shit, like it's time." I'm like, "Oh shit!" And so we were watching, and I've never seen a human being lose $150. I've never like looked into their face as it happened.
Yeah.
And I did, and like it was so obviously the end of that race is like incredible. You couldn't have choreographed it.
Yeah, I know, right?
And so like I was like, I didn't want you to lose, but I wanted you to lose a little bit. And so seeing that and seeing just I think he was happy to be a part of it, but a little bit of him died on the inside.
Sure.
Actually, it doesn't pay a lot.
No, I know. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm taking him down. He just got here starting salary at IGN. I'm like, fucking give it to me.
Move to San Francisco, the most expensive city in the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great time. It's a damn great time.
I would love. We should do something where I come over and play because I'd love to come play at IGN.
They're starting a little bit of a league.
Oh, right?
Yeah, a bunch of the new class.
I'd love to.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna set it up.
With Nintendo on the mind, ARMS coming out June 16th. We were supposed to play it this week, but we're not going to do that anymore because
we're going to do a stream instead.
Yeah, we have to do a stream.
You like ARMS?
From what I played at the January event, I'm like, this is a good game. It's not necessarily something right up my alley, but like, it's good. And I think that it has that Splatoon quality charm where if they focus enough on the characters, they'll be invited to the next Smash Brothers, and they will be Nintendo like honored mascotty people. And I think that it's going to find a lot of success within certain markets. That market's definitely, it's not going to be the general gaming public, which we saw with Splatoon. Same thing, but families are going to love it, and the people that are dedicated to playing it are going to enjoy it a lot. We'll see. That's just from me playing it. Playing it with the motion controls is pretty garbage. Playing it without motion controls, pretty fun.
See, I think that's the thing is when I look at it, I think motion controls, and I just don't want to play games that way.
Yeah, when I look at it, it reminds me of like Red Steel. Like shoehorn motion controls. I call the game butts because I don't like it. Yeah.
Have you played it?
No.
Okay. And the other, I mean, here my knocking is it makes me think it's a motion control game, which I think is going to hurt the general public. And I think the box art and name are pretty generic.
Yeah,
that's the thing of like I see like looking through it in a store shelf. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. But again, there's not that many Switches out. There's not that many AAA games for Switch. If there is a little bit of buzz about it being all right, maybe people give it a shot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's releasing at a tough time for a fighting game, especially because it's coming right after Injustice 2 and then right before MVC and Tekken 7. Yeah, and we're gonna Marvel vs. Capcom. Like that's a tough year to be anything that's not them.
But my thing is, it's Nintendo, and it's not a fighting game in the traditional sense. You know,
it's more
like
Power Stone.
Splatoon and a shooter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of the more Power Stone-y. So, and I love Power Stone. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait. The jury's still out. We'll see where that game lands, but I don't know. Then Splatoon 2, July 21st. Again, I'm happy that I'm gonna give Splatoon another chance because I had fun that one time we did the Let's Play.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those.
Really like the Wii U.
Exactly,
situation.
I was so over Wii U at that point. I never gave the game a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance here. I'm interested to see what it's all about.
I think this game will be, assuming Nintendo can get their online shit in order.
The connectivity issues of Mario Kart has been so great.
We don't know when the pay service is coming, if it's going to align with this, the online pay service, or if it's going to be later on in the year. But Splatoon 1 slowly became a relatively big hit, especially given how few Wii U's are out there.
And it sold like almost 5 million copies.
Yeah,
which is
and it's huge in Japan.
Fran Mirabelle liked it a lot, and he just does not like Nintendo stuff usually.
No, because Destiny never made its way to the Nintendo Switch.
Exactly.
I'm excited for this. I hope there's a sort of, they lean into a single player thing because I don't really have time for multiplayer stuff.
That's my thing is I'm hoping for it. I don't think that they've talked about anything yet.
No, not yet.
Splatoon 1 had single player modes, but it didn't really have like a...
It was like the way Titanfall did. Yeah. But yeah,
where everyone loved one level and was like, it's the best FPS campaign of all time.
Titanfall 1, which had like no single player. Also, the cause and effect or truth and consequence or whatever it was called, that all rules in Titanfall 2.
It's fine.
You just don't like robots.
I like robots just fine, all right? That was the problem.
Mechs.
When they were like, the relationships are good. I'm like, this isn't that funny of a robot. This robot's not that funny. I don't love this robot.
No, it wasn't a very lovable robot. It was a very good level, though, because it had time travel. I'm sorry, Tim.
Shout out to time travel. You know what doesn't get a shout out? Hey Pikmin on the 3DS coming July 28th.
Yeah.
I'm not down with this.
I'm not down with it either. Again, why isn't this on Switch?
B, why is it happening?
Yeah, it just seems like
I haven't even heard of this one.
It's baby Pikmin.
It's a 2D platformer Pikmin game.
Okay.
And it's like no one's asking for this. It's on the 3DS. Come on, guys.
It's sort of, it reminds me of like the Mario Donkey Kong March of the Minis. That's sort of like
every
level
one every year, and you're like, how?
And they're like, I think their whole thing is like, Pikmin's too complicated for children, so we're gonna get them in with this. And I'm like, stop it.
Just stop it.
Just don't. Also, if it's on Switch, I'd play it. I really don't want to open my 3DS anymore.
No, it's over.
I feel
done.
bad.
Middle-earth Shadow of War, August 22nd.
A lot of people
Either
stoked
you
for it.
excited to play that?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Shadow of Mordor. I thought the Nemesis system is one of the most interesting things that I'm shocked thousands of games haven't stolen since then. We had it as an IGN first last month, I think. The footage looked a little rough, in my opinion. Just a lot of grays and browns and I don't know. Like, it also could be open world fatigue because we've already had a lot of really good open world games.
And that's the other thing
year.
is, like, my thing about it playing the first one was, I don't like this source material. I want to play. Nemesis system is awesome.
Yeah.
The combat is awesome because it's Batman or whatever, and that's what this was all supposed to start as. But then it was like, even then it was like, all right, cool, go over here, 1 million guys, go over here, 1 million guys, blah, blah, and it didn't feel like that world was lived in. And this is the year of lived in open world RPGs. What's over that? What is over that horizon? Oh my God, something amazing's happening here. This is so cool. And if it's more of the same what it was, with just more, it's gonna be, I don't know how that's
especially if
gonna
it comes
play
out a little bit before something like fucking Red Dead, which is going to nail that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I just want to see the Nemesis system put into something like the Batman world or the Harry Potter world.
Yeah. Harry Potter, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Uncharted Lost Legacy, also on August 22nd.
Do you like those games?
I do like those Uncharted games.
I'm very excited for this game.
Get
Hell yeah.
hyped. I'm so excited
Also,
for it.
them being like it's that sort of middle ground length between like it's longer than Left Behind, but it's shorter than a traditional Uncharted game. Yeah, fucking following the two of them, I'm totally down.
Exactly.
For this.
Yeah, I know. It'll be fun, different. That's what I want.
It's very high on my list. I'm excited for it. I also think August is going to be a good
Great time for it. Yeah.
that to come
Yeah,
out.
like have it be your last game of the summer before the fall delusions.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, September 8th. I'm not touching it.
I will.
You were big into the first one for a while.
Yeah, I fucked with it as well. Because, I mean, like, big implies, like, I'm Destin Legary or whatever, and I'm a psycho.
Oh, you mean Destiny Legary?
Yeah, I know, right? He's changing his name or something. Like, damn, Destiny, you're crazy. No, yeah, I played a bunch of hours the first, when it was still Destiny Vanilla or whatever, got to level whatever, 21 or whatever, where I didn't have to worry about anything more. And I had fun with it and enjoyed it, but it was rough. Came back a little bit for Den of Wolves, but it was by that point, there were so many people so invested who knew everything. It was like, all right, you guys are really into this, and I don't really want to do that. I feel like this will be one that I get in and I do the same thing, fuck around with, and by the time they're like, all right, time to worry about raids and light scores, I'll be like, all right, peace, guys, this is fun.
I feel like they're going to try to remedy that and give, because Destiny is one of those games that like launched at like a 6.5 and ended up being like a 9 because once like Taken King came out, they're like, all right, you finally delivered 2 years later on what this game should have been.
Yeah.
Which is what I think a lot of people feel about like Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 1, AC2 to AC1.
Well, I think, and especially all the games that live online, you know what I mean? The things that do change like this one. I mean, DC Universe Online, I'm talking about not as a joke, Rainbow Six Siege, stuff like that that comes out and then gets added to.
Yeah, the
and
Division.
Division. Yeah, Division's a great example when I came back to it and I loved it.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be fucking huge. And obviously, like you mentioned earlier, we're going to get a lot more in a week. Next week?
Yep.
Yeah, the 19th, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping they reveal some really cool shit. And like, because like what I loved about Division and not about Destiny was, first off, setting, but that aside, is the fact that Division, I felt like, cool, I can play this single player and have a great time, and then if I do run into somebody and we run around and fuck around, it's all benefiting everybody, everything's going well. Is with Destiny, it was like, if I'm alone, I'm not having that much fun, and then when I teamed up with other people, it was sometimes I felt like I was holding them back, they were going to go off do this, we weren't getting the same progression, and then there was Loot Cave, which I did camp outside of for like
that
6
1
hours.
week or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job, that Tone Piece trailer with Nathan
story
Fillion.
trailer was really cool.
It was really good,
Yeah.
and it was a tone where it was, I mean, obviously Nathan Fillion was the voice actor, but it felt like Firefly, Borderlands, and I'm like, all right, that is a tone I can get behind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need like gritty, just like wet blanket
And that was the
sci-fi.
thing is like the tone for the original Destiny, right, was lost and weird and not
They
there.
literally recasted the narrator.
Yeah, well, it's because that shows you how vanilla original Destiny was. Is that was all you had, and when you took it out and put Nolan in there, it was different. It did feel different.
I don't know, but it reminds me of like if you watch the first season of The Office or Parks and Rec, it's like it takes a season for a thing like this to understand its voice. Like Andy's the bad guy in the first season of Parks and Rec, and so I don't know why I'm comparing Destiny to Parks and Rec, but like by the time you get to the second or third season, they're like, oh no, he's not the bad guy. He's like the lovable idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite on September 19th. I'm excited for it. I love the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
Same.
Not good at them all.
Oh, I'm terrible
all,
at
but
them.
I love fucking around, button mashing and shit. I miss pixel art in 2D fighters.
Dude, same.
And I understand that it's a lot more work and it's hard, but it's like I look at this game and I'm like, it doesn't look much better than 3, and especially when they just put Ultimate 3 Ultimate out on
PS4.
PS4. I'm like playing it. Like I'm having fun with this, but it's like looking at Infinite. I'm like, yeah, it's
I'm totally. It's in the same boat as Injustice with me of a game. I'll fuck around with it. I will want to see all the cool characters and Easter eggs and nods and who some of the support characters are.
Hyper moves. And shit.
Because I love Marvel and I love Capcom's history. But like you, I'm never gonna get good at this game.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah,
stuff for that. Call of Duty World War II, November 3rd.
We talked about it last week. I'm interested.
I'm a super fucking on board.
That trailer looked great. They said all the right things. We're not trying to make it global. You know, we're not spanning the globe. You're with these people for like, what is it, 6 months or a year or whatever? Like,
I mean, you're at the tail end of the war. The game starts in 44. So, I actually went down to Sledgehammer for a couple hours a couple weeks ago and talked to. What is that? Who's that?
It's the song Sledgehammer.
What song is that? Is that a real song? That's not a real song.
All right.
Sound off in the comments below if that's a real song. But yeah, talking to them, I love the idea that they're trying to tell like a realistic war story and saying like, you're not a superhero, you don't have double jump, you don't have ground pound, like you don't do a power slide, you dive into the fucking sand and put your head down. We haven't had a World War II game in the Call of Duty series since World at War in 2008. Sledgehammer's last game was really great. The pedigree is visceral, the creators of Dead Space, and so zombies mode sounds cool. I don't know. I can totally get behind this campaign, especially in a fall that's. It seems like the core shooters of the fall are Destiny. Well, that have been
Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer. God damn it! Just get to the fucking point.
What is happening?
Is there an world star?
Was an ad.
Oh, I know this song.
I do not know this song.
I didn't realize they were saying
I believe
Sledgehammer.
you. Sledgehammer.
Remember, that's the beat.
Sledgehammer. Okay. Yeah. The Call of Duty World War II theme song.
Yeah, the finest generation.
See, I could not care.
13 million people died.
Cordry's over there making this. Sledgehammer was blasting.
Then we got Star Wars Battlefront 2, November 17th, and that is one I am
written by a hack.
Two hacks.
Two hacks.
Honestly, I'm so sold on that.
Yeah.
Battlefront, I had such a great time with the first one. It was very limited. I liked that it wasn't that deep of a first-person shooter. I could just jump in and have a lot of fun with it. It's so authentically Star Wars in how it looks and how it sounds. And the one thing I wish it had more of was single-player content. The few little missions they had where you're flying around on Endor and the speeder bike and the X-Wing thing, I was so happy with it just because I'm like, this is what I want. This is so much fun. Seeing the story trailer, I'm like, holy crap, we're getting something post Jedi. This sounds like an awesome story. I'm so sold from the Empire side.
Just like the idea of you're this like elite soldier, this elite Imperial soldier on Endor, and you look up and your home blows up. You're like, oh shit, what do I do now? It seems fucking awesome. And yeah, obviously, full disclosure, friends of ours are writing the game,
and a friend of ours is starring in it.
Yeah.
You know what? We all have friends.
We do all have friends.
But we have more in this game than you do.
What are you talking? I'm probably closer to Walt than you are.
No way.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm kidding.
Walt
I know
Disney?
that. But yeah.
Dyer and Walt Disney writing this game?
I'm so excited for that, though. I
so
think Battlefront 2 is up there for me. I think it's my most anticipated non-Nintendo game.
Wow.
Yeah, I can
get that. I'm interested in that story. I want to play, and not even just because Mitch and Walt wrote it, because it seems like a really cool take on it. I know she'll have a change of heart by the end of it and see the editor
I hope
ways.
she doesn't.
I really hope she doesn't. But again, the hack that is Mitch and Walt. Two hacks together. They're like, what do they do in the Force Unleashed? Do it again.
No, Mitch is like has a black heart.
Oh, I know that.
I feel like Walt
he doesn't know how to love.
Spec Ops.
Yeah. It'll be awesome if they get to the end and she's just like, I still hate you. I still hate the flight and everything.
Yeah. And I think the prequels are terrible movies, but I think I love the aesthetics of those worlds and the creature design and the robot design. And so fuck it, bring that into the game and like let me fuck around on Geonosis and Camino and
bullshit ass like
multiplayer
as
Watto.
Anyways.
Yeah. Oh.
No Watto.
Let me play as Watto.
What if he was a hero? He just came in with his,
I mean, he is.
his fat little.
He technically is.
No, he's not. He's a slave owner.
Yeah, but he was good to them. I was good to your mother.
Technically.
I was good to your mother.
The South had some points.
All right, then we got Fire Emblem Warriors, which doesn't have an actual release date yet, but I imagine that's going to be a September game, maybe an August game.
Which one is this?
Fire Emblem Warriors is the Hyrule Warriors style game with Dynasty Warriors, but with Fire Emblem characters. Which, I mean, this is an example to me where I'm like, and it's on Switch and 3DS. But I'm cool with this because it's like, there's so many fun characters in Fire Emblem, and the Dynasty Warriors games are fun.
I mean, that Musou genre like works when you attach, like they've done Gundam ones, obviously Zelda, so fuck it.
All right, cool. Make it happen. Then, of course, Mario Odyssey, which is coming this year. Very excited for that.
Do you think it's coming this year?
I do.
Okay.
I really do think, because that team moved over from 3D World 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to be there. I think at E3 they're going to deck out their booth as New Donk City or whatever the fuck it is. Like
New
they
Donk
did,
City.
Hyrule last year. I think this is going to be obviously their flagship game. And yeah, I totally see this. Whether it's October, early November, I don't know. But yeah, I think we'll be playing this this year.
I think November.
Yeah. That's
It
usually
feels November.
their false spot.
So the big question for Nintendo Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which you'd fit into the December slot, I don't trust it.
Yeah, neither do I. I think the December slot generally is the Sent to Die slot. Last Guardian was there.
Yeah.
Siege is one of the few examples of a game that overcame the December slot and grew on to be something
Far
big.
Cry 3.
Far Cry
right?
3.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the year we fucking voted on Game of the Year before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mitch called us in a conference room and showed
like-
it, and he was like, "You gotta like this game." We're like, "You sold it poorly."
Yeah.
and
Don't
then
like
then I
Star
played
Wars.
it over Christmas break. I was like, "Fuck,
It's so good.
this game's awesome."
I think we had Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in Japan, but not here.
I can see that.
This year.
Yeah, because Xenoblade Chronicle. Yeah, because X came out in Japan like 6 months before
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So we'll see from there. But then there's a couple other games that are announced for
The
2017.
stragglers, if you will.
That just don't have any confirmed dates. The two Sonic games, Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces. I am so sold on Sonic Mania, especially now it's coming to the Switch. I'm hoping we get that mid-June or so.
I bet it'll be a July or August game. Hopefully. Like, I think it needs to be before fall.
Yeah,
The
it
earlier the
has to.
better.
Do you think
but
there's a chance it doesn't come this year at all? Because they're a super small
No.
team, aren't they?
It is
Yeah.
super small team,
Well,
and this thing's been delayed.
it already
a
got
bazillion
know.
pushed?
times.
Yeah.
That
Every
doesn't
time
mean,
it
they
comes
don't mean
out.
shit. You know that.
And I can't, I'm stoked for Mania. I have
Sonic
nothing
Forces,
for Forces.
man.
Yeah.
The thing is, I love Generations, but I love Generations just because it was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, one thing good about Sonic Forces, it brings back the chubby pregnant
That's
Sonic.
what I
like
love.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like to think that Sonic
was
and
fast, but
Pikachu
he
were
liked to eat.
pregnant. Yeah.
At some time.
They were-
Yeah.
Wario's pregnant.
Sure.
I feel like Wario to Waluigi is Brian Altano in
Yeah.
2013 and
100%.
Brian Altano in 2017.
Yeah.
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 I like that.
Yeah. I hope he
good
doesn't
imagery.
listen to this.
Nobody
Crackdown.
does.
Is Crackdown coming out this year?
Dude.
Fucking Microsoft.
Dude. God.
So I'm on our Xbox show, and this is Microsoft's, in my opinion, the Xbox's make or break year. Like, Scorpio is their big thing. They have to somehow convince people to spend money on a premium product, and then also be like, what are we playing not only this year, but next year
Yeah.
and the year after that? And so, in theory, this year we get the unannounced Forza game, Forza 7, and then we're going to get Crackdown, State of Decay, and Sea of Thieves. From what I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get any of them.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Sea of Thieves is this year.
we don't even know what that game is yet. Like, I'm fucking stoked for it. It was one of my
Have you
favorite
played
games it was one of my favorite games at E3 last year.
It was a fun experience.
It was
I'll
so
say
much
that
fun. And then, but Crackdown we haven't seen since Gamescom 2015.
Which is horrible. Not great
Yeah.
news there. That's
Like,
a red flag, guys.
It wasn't mentioned at all during the Microsoft press conference last year, and then right afterwards, a press release came out that was like, "Oh, by the way, you'll
Still
see
working
more."
on this. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited because the fucking Crackdown 1 is awesome. And I love, like, when they showed that what you could do with the cloud with all the buildings falling down. I want
Right.
to destroy buildings.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I have a feeling when we see that game, it's going to look drastically different. That they went and something went wrong, and they stopped, scrapped it, and came back, and
Yeah.
that's why it's taking so long, and that's why it's so far
Yeah.
off. I think
Cuphead.
Fucking Cuphead.
Is it this year?
What are you doing?
Are we getting it this
What are you
year?
doing? At this point, what does it matter?
I know they burned all their positive
What they
momentum
had
on that,
going
right?
forward, man.
Yeah, I
It's-
mean, this is a prime example of
Believing
you
your
watch
vision.
too early. Yeah.
Well, I
And,
mean,
like,
for me, I think it's believing in your vision because this is the one everybody played and like, man, this is great. Well, what do you do outside of the boss battles? And the guy's like, it's just boss battles. I'm like, oh, well, make levels. And they were like, all right. So they went and made levels and they came back and everybody's like, oh, these levels aren't good. And it's like, well,
like, oh, no.
fuck, god
Yeah,
damn it.
yeah.
Why didn't I
Yeah.
do? I would have rather it have been like, hey, here's a game that for me, I'm like, this is too hard and I don't enjoy it, but I respect what you're doing. And
$20 boss rush
a lot of
mode.
people are going to fucking like this and it doesn't matter that I don't because now it's going to come out and it's going to be a 6. It's going to be a 6.5 because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, the bosses are cool, but everything sucks anyway.
Yeah, it's tough.
so upsetting. Detroit,
That's
not this year.
There's no way that's this year, in my opinion.
I agree. Gran Turismo Sport. I feel like it has to be this year.
I mean, this is my thing when we did our in January when Colin and I and Peace I Love You did predictions, and I was like, this is one that I see either happening in the summer or not happening at all this year. Like I have no faith in them that these games always get delayed and always get pushed
Yeah.
around. And,
Yeah.
and it's like no, and this is the same thing. The audience is like, well, they've said 20, and I'm like, dude, everybody says something before they delay a game.
Yeah,
Like, that's how
I mean, the tough
delays
thing
work.
is we don't know what is the state of Sony first party in the fall.
Yeah.
Like NAC 2's in the fall, probably.
Probably.
Like,
I mean, well, that's
they
the thing.
just
Is like
showed
you
it
can
off,
sit here and
like-
start probablying it around pretty. Like I mean, I could. This is where it always gets weird because I need it all laid out in front of me because to keep it all straight.
Yeah.
I could see God of War. I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see you saying at E3, hey, God of War is coming this year. This blah blah. I could also see it being spring. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is
I
like
can see the same thing with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is not this year.
But if that
Spider-Man's
if that team moved on directly from Sunset Overdrive,
Yeah.
which was 3 years ago, so the game was in pre-pro before that.
Yeah.
Although I don't know when that deal was signed.
Exactly. That's my thing. Is
Yeah.
I think that we saw so little at E3 last year. I mean, again, to put it in context, the game doesn't have a title. They finished that trailer and it said hashtag Spider-Man PS4. Like they don't have.
Oh, it's gonna be called hashtag Spider-Man.
that game
2017,
is
right?
not
They're
this
with it.
year, and I don't even know if it'll be next year. Like I think they're gonna because and again, don't rush it. Fuck,
hope
don't.
you're
Oh yeah,
wrong.
totally.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I would love more than anyone to be wrong on that. I fucking can't wait for that game. Insomniac
my-
making a Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my gut tells me Spider-Man's next year and that God of War is early next year. Like that's in the horizon slot. But then what NAC and GT?
but that's the thing is like Sony doesn't
Sony's
care.
done
Who the
that
fuck
every
cares?
year.
Sony doesn't. It doesn't matter because they align themselves with Battlefront. They align
Yeah.
themselves with Call of Duty, with Destiny, with Red Dead. Like that's
Yeah,
fine.
the era of needing to be in the fall holiday season it doesn't exist anymore because
Yeah.
that's been the last 3 years, 4 with PlayStation, where we're just like, well, what are they gonna do? This got pushed and this got, and it's like, yeah, the Order went out of there, nobody cared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uncharted went out of there, nobody cared. Like Horizon went out of there, nobody cared.
cared.
Like
Yeah.
these games are still fucking killing it in the
Yeah.
spring, let alone killing it against like this year, killing it in a stacked spring
Yeah.
where there's so many great
Yeah,
games
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Nino Kuni 2.
No. Shout out to Colin Campbell.
What up, Colin Campbell?
Rest in peace. He didn't die. I saw him actually recently.
Yeah, he interviewed me at Dice.
yeah,
he's still
he's
very
alive.
much alive. Right.
We were gonna secretly schedule Justin Davis for an interview with you at Dice and not
Oh,
tell
yeah,
him.
yeah?
Yeah,
That'd
we were
be
gonna
great.
secretly be like, "Oh, you get to interview unannounced guest."
Just gets up and leaves.
So funny.
I don't think it's this year.
I don't
I think it's Q2 next year.
Okay.
I'm excited for it. I like.
Oh, yeah, Nino Kuni,
Kuni 1.
yeah.
I want this game on Switch.
I feel like that's another one we haven't seen enough of, though, right?
Yeah, I think this will have a big presence at E3.
Okay.
I feel like we've seen a
We've seen trailers.
Yeah.
Nobody's
They-
But it's the type of game
There
where
was
that's what they show.
They just
right?
had a big event here in the city a couple months
Oh,
ago,
right.
but no footage was allowed. I don't think
Yeah.
we didn't do any direct feed or anything. But I think people got to.
Was it playable? Was it?
Might have been a
See, I don't think if it was.
Yeah,
I think it might have been a
been
presentation. I remember that
Yeah.
because it was a Friday night, and I was like, why are you doing an event?
Yeah, you don't do that.
Metal Gear Survive.
That's not this year.
I don't think that's this year. I am morbidly curious about this game.
It's
Does
honest.
it happen? Does it exist?
That's my thing.
Yes.
Honestly, I think it could be a game that you never ever see.
I think this game exists, and I heard rumors that this game. Everyone's like, oh, Kojima left, and they went insane. I heard some rumors that this was Kojima's idea, that this game was going to be like a Kojima produced game.
Yeah.
Like, and then he came up with the idea for wanting this thing. So
It was his final. It's his secret bomb he put in there. He's like,
Yeah.
you know what? He like knows he's leaving. You know, I think we should do this thing. Yeah, well, I'm behind it.
smart.
And then everyone's like, well, he's fucking Kojima.
that's him taking a shit in like the upper deck. Of
Yeah,
Konami.
just leaving.
My God. Red Dead Redemption 2. I really feel it's a 50-50 shot at this point.
I want it so bad.
So do I.
But I just feel like it's going to do the GTA thing where like it was the same thing of like they have a date, it's all set. And I'm like, remember GTA 5 had a date too. And got
And
pushed.
GTA 4 as well.
Both games got delayed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing with this is they can delay as long as they want.
Yeah,
Rockstar
exactly.
has carte blanche. That's
No,
one of
who
their,
cares?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
one of the
who
few
cares?
studios that has that. And yeah, like the only thing we've heard from that game was that one trailer in November
Yeah.
or September or whenever it was, and it said
then
fall
PlayStation
2017
deals as well.
and PlayStation
That
deals.
was it.
Yeah. So like I could see it on stage at Sony. which would be weird because Rockstar generally doesn't
do that
go
shit, yeah.
E3, but Red Dead isn't GTA. GTA doesn't need to do E3. Does Red Dead?
I don't think they do.
the name has the cachet.
My whole thing is I think it has a lot of cachet, and I think it's definitely built on what it had before. And I also think that you put the Rockstar logo in front of it, people understand that too.
I mean, I thought it was fucking nuts when during I think it was the NBA Finals last year or something, or no, it might have been opening day or the first game of the NBA season, and all of a sudden there was that trailer.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh shit, like they're going mainstream hard a year out.
Right. Yeah.
I want it to be this year. I'm totally fine if it slips to next year.
South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
No.
Not this year.
No. Whoa. This is what I've been saying, man. Is like when they announced this, I was like, huh. No, you know what I mean? Like I was surprised. I mean, I'll never forget that Comic-Con panel I did with Trey and Matt, and they were like, not even joking. Like backstage, they were just like, "This has been a nightmare. Like it's been. We love it. The game's gonna be great. This has been so. And I remember on stage them saying, "We'll never make another game." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then they announced it. I was like, "Huh?" And it was like this really aggressive timeline with new developers. It's like, huh. And then it got delayed, and it's going to keep getting delayed and delayed. Like this is definitely a first half of the year.
The last thing they've said, the last thing they've said was this fiscal year, which would be through March 31st.
Yeah, I think it's next year for sure. First half,
man. And then the Animal Crossing iOS that got pushed out of last fiscal year into this one. Yeah. And they said that it is coming. I imagine we'll at some point in a direct. I see them doing an Animal Crossing direct similar to the Fire Emblem one they did.
Like it's out in 2 weeks.
And it's like it's like here's the iOS one, and also there's a Switch game coming. And it's going to sell a lot of copies.
Hell yeah,
yeah. That's all we got here,
and that's not even counting. Like we're obviously gonna get huge announcements at E3 of shit that comes out this year. Like all the leaks, all the Assassin's Creed leaks. There've been Far Cry rumblings. Well. Yeah,
if they do Far Cry Western, if that's real.
Yeah, they're saying the Spaghetti Western in Montana.
Hooey! Coming out in September.
Spaghetti! Stop it. What was this Hooey thing?
Woo-wee!
And then Bethesda Land. Did you see that?
No.
The Bethesda Land thing?
No.
Like they showed that their E3 presence is like a theme park, and there was 2 things that were under construction. There was like Doom, Wolfenstein, so-and-so, and 2 things that said under construction, so everyone thinks those are new things. Also, it's weird to do a theme park with Nazis in hell. That's my take. Yeah. That's my quick hot take.
Sounds like one I'd like.
Disneyland.
That is Walt Disney. What is Disneyland if not Nazi hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Aransky.
Classic Aransky.
You can click here for more game stuff. You can click there for more non-game stuff. You can click here to support us. And guess what's over here? I don't even know myself.